Alright guys, I'm back today with one of the nicest rifle scopes I've ever mounted on top of a rifle. This is the Vortex Razor HG Generation 2, and the exact model is the 4.5-27x56. It's got the EBR-7C MRAD reticle system, and this is a first focal plane optic, meaning as you zoom in and out, the reticle zooms in and out, making it effective for bullet drop compensation and ranging at every single zoom level. The fact that it's a 4.5-27 allows you to shoot up close at like 50 yards, all the way out well past 1,000, and I really feel like this is all you could ever possibly need in a rifle scope for a long-range precision optic. Now, there's always going to be the guy who wants something a little bit better or just to shoot a little bit longer, but for 98% of people out there, you will never outshoot this optic, and you will never encounter a situation where you need something more out there. Now, of course, there's going to be guys in the comments, that 2% that need better, but you're going to spend a lot for it, and this one comes in at an affordable price compared to some of its competitors. Now, when I say affordable, that's a relative term. It's definitely not affordable compared to just basic off-the-shelf rifle scopes. This one is going to have an MSRP of $3,600, but it's on sale on Optics Planet's website for $2,499, so right at $2,500. But what you get is an absolutely spectacular scope that can do everything you need with a ton of nice specs and features, an amazing eye box and eye relief, glass clarity, and just overall build quality. I also have the code, though, 704TAC to save you 5% off your Optics Planet order, dropping the price down pretty substantially considering it's already a high price for this optic. Now, we're going to talk about those specs and features and its performance down at the range, and I've got it mounted up with a set of Vortex rings, and it fits perfectly on top of this Bergara B14 HMR chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. I feel like this is my go-to rifle setup right now. If somebody asks me what I'm going to pick up out of all my rifles for long-range shooting, this is it. I love the Bergaras. I've got full reviews on that, and I've actually been doing this review for a long time. And part of it was waiting on Callaway Ballistics to drop their ammunition lineup. So Callaway Ballistics is a huge supporter of the channel, and they actually sent out the 6.5 Creedmoor ammo to make this video. They sent out about 100 rounds. I had some other ammo from American Pawn & Gun located in Monroe, North Carolina, about 50 or 60 rounds of that, and then a few odds and end boxes, putting the total to right at about 250 rounds through the scope right now. Now, I know that's not a lot, but a lot of this was just taking time to understand the optic, get a feel for it, look down it in a wide variety of lighting configurations, and getting it out on different range days to see how it performed at every single level. Unfortunately, the furthest I got to take this out was 300 yards, but I look forward to do some longer range shooting. But this, again, was absolutely spectacular. Again, anywhere from 25 to the 300 I shot it. And then optically, I did look through the scope well at 1,000 yards, and it was awesome. Now, I didn't get to do any shooting at 1,000 yards just because of my range limitations, but again, optically, this was perfect in my opinion. Now, there's always going to be some cons and downfalls. This is a rather large and weighty optic, but that's what you're going to get for a benched rest rifle. You can find some lighter weight options out there, but they're not going to be quite as good when it comes to that glass clarity, reticle selection, and just overall light transmission, but you can get lighter options for different setups. Again, this whole setup is for long-range bench rest precision shooting, and you can still lug this thing around a little bit, but it's definitely not a lightweight by any means. And then the other negative is the fact that it's still, even though it's affordable compared to other models, still a $2,500 optic, so you really want to know what you're getting into before you drop that chunk of change. So let's start off by looking at the build quality, and right off the bat, Vortex doesn't play when it comes to their razors. Every single one I've ever owned, the build quality is spectacular. When you pick up this optic, you know you're picking up something nice. And compared to other premium optics I've reviewed, Vortex is competing toe-to-toe, hands down. I also have a really good lifetime warranty in case something does go wrong. That's also a slick option. It comes with a sunshade in the box. I didn't really use it, and it performed well without it, but you can add that for those bright sunny days. The turrets themselves have a built-in zero stop, meaning as you crank up, if you forget how far you've cranked up, when you go back down and you slam it to the zero, it's going to stop right there. And you can set that really easily. So it also has locking turrets, so you'll pick up and you'll click them over. But listen to that. Audible tactile detents. I mean, this thing is just so nice. It also has very nice texturing on these knobs. The build quality is really good. And then it's got everything labeled. So I'm just super clear, super easy to just look up and see. Everything's been working out great with these guys. It also has an illumination knob which pulls out, and then you can adjust the illumination right here. And this gets incredibly bright. And then a side parallax adjustment, and this is ultra smooth. I like the parallax adjustment being smooth because you're going to adjust it a lot. So if you're tracking something across the field at 25 yards, or you're panning across the field and you see something then at 300 yards, you can reach up, adjust that parallax and get everything squared away, and then take your shot. I would like to see maybe a throw lever built in or included in the box, especially at this price point, but overall it transitions well in the back. So from 4.5 all the way to the 27, this is incredibly versatile, and I love the range and the zoom level on this. A lot of times you'll get precision optics starting at the 6, 7, and even 8 power settings for those really long range optics, but then they lack the ability to shoot up close incredibly simple. Having that 4.5 is pretty awesome. Remember, basic scopes 3 to 9, that's getting pretty close to that, but this goes all the way to the 27 power zoom. Not only that, the glass clarity and the edge clarity is amazing, anywhere from the 4.5 all the way up to the 27, and it does every zoom level well. I've reviewed budget scopes in the past, 5 to 25s, 6 to 30s, and they all work pretty well, but when you do get to that 30 power setting, you get very tight tunnel vision, and that's the nature of budget optics. And I'm even considering like $800 and $900 budget optics. You still have limitations there. With something like this, with a 34mm tube, the 56mm objective lens, and the lens system that Vortex uses, you still get an amazing field of view at the 27 power setting, ultra clear glass. You still get great light transmission. Again, this is going to be, in my opinion, that perfect high value long range rifle setup with the Vortex scope. Though there are so many other specs and features that we could talk about, but a lot of times it's best to read over the specs and features, especially at this premium tier. If you're dropping $2,500 optics, I imagine this is not just a purchase on a whim. You're doing your research, you're looking into it, but firsthand, I love the Vortex. It's been holding up well, and I believe this is my third Vortex Razor HD, and I think it's the second Generation 2 version, and they still have all been performing great. I've had one for 5 years now, well over a couple thousand rounds to it, no issues whatsoever, and I've been taking this out, and I haven't been babying it, even though it's my go-to rifle. It's been holding up great, and there's not enough positive things I can say about the Razor HD 2. If you are always buying premium optics and you've never considered Vortex because you thought they might be just a little bit beneath what you need, take a look at one. Pick one up and look at it. Now, I'm no professional long-range shooter by any means, but I've been shooting behind a lot of these optics that Optics Planet has been sending out, and Vortex Razor HDs, they've always blown me away, no matter what they've sent over, whether it be an LPV or a long-range optic. And again, I appreciate Optics Planet, as well as Callaway Ballistics support. I've got that code to Callaway Ballistics as well, 704 Tactical, for free shipping on ammo orders over $200, and they're releasing their 6.5 Creedmoor ammo at affordable prices, so definitely check it out. That ammo shot great, well under an inch groups at 100 yards with this setup, and this setup just ran perfectly. I can highly recommend everything, and subscribe to the channel and check out the full review on that Bergara HMR and 6.5 Creedmoor. It's a rifle that won't disappoint. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.